Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube. Back the melody. Hey, what's going on, people? This is Influence. Today I got Studio Series Ultra Magnus, which is a commander class. And I must say, this figure has impressed me out the box, and fooling with it impressed me. It's probably one of the best figures they've come out with in the Studio Series, and one of the most solid figures in every aspect. Like, solid as far as transformation is great. You know, it's reminiscent of the Masterpiece. I mean, is what it is, and it's probably the biggest box I've seen. I was surprised at how big the box was, even though it could have been smaller. But I think they did it for dramatic effect. like is this big box and this little. Well, you know what? The backdrop was probably part of it. They wanted the backdrop big enough for him to stand on. So yes, with that said, if you collect Chug, look no further, go no further, unless you want to. I appreciate you watching, but you can just click off this video now and go buy this because it's great. And the price of it is, I don't see any discrepancy. Like, I don't see how somebody could be mad at this price, to tell you the truth. So here we are. Let's take a look at his head sculpt up close. I mean, it's Magnus. It has light piping, but the light piping is pretty good. It's not bad, and it's like the whole, it's a big piece of plastic in the back. Usually they have a little spot in the back, and that's why it doesn't work. But this works pretty well, but it's still dead. I don't like light piping. It's still dead in the eyes when you don't have the lights. But good news is you can, like, light from everywhere helps. Like, just my lights, there's not, well, there's one overhead, but there's other lights on, but it's not directly pointed into the light piping, and you can still see the eyes are not as dead as they would be if you cover it up. And you see, when you cover it up, if you're in a dark spot and you don't have no lights on your display, this is what it's going to look like. His ears have to be put on. Just going to go through everything. We're going to hit the accessories. He has, you see him holding his gun. He has this gun. Nice gun, reminiscent of his gun. And no complaints there. I like the paint. It's painted, it's fully painted. It's like a champagne kind of paint. And he has this gun as well, and you can store either gun on his back right here, and here's this gun, which is a nice gun too, and it has spots for the blast effects, because he does come with quite a few blast effects here, effects here. And of course, let me show it off a little bit. Put that in there, and he has a blast effect, so it's cool. I don't really use them that much. I may steal those and use them for something else. What else he has? These come separate, which are his missile pods on his sides, which is classic. And the missiles do come out, so you can act like one's fired if you want and leave it out. It doesn't fire itself though. Put that back. He has instructions that were great. I mean, no complaints there. Usually Hasbro's instructions aren't terrible. This big box that I was saying, like, the box is really big. It has pictures, you know, all the product shots, all that good stuff. So there's that. We're gonna get that out of here. His diorama backdrop, which is pretty humongous, and it's nice. It's nice looking. You do need to, like, bend it back to keep it up, but it's nice looking. I like that it's, like, not confined, and he definitely fits on there, so it looks good. If that was a way you would display him, it would be pretty dope. I wish they had more of these backdrops. Like, I wish they were bigger and not the size of each bot. Like, I wish they were big like this, so you can put them all together and do some stuff. But that's just me. I probably wouldn't do that anyway. I'd rather make dioramas, even though I never made one and can't make one. But no, I can't say can't. I never tried. I probably could. I'm a little artistic, but yeah, I'd rather have a made diorama, I should say, than not make one. Little complaint there. And you have, last but not least, you have the matrix, which is pretty nice. The way it, let's see, can I get it up? So you get that out, and the doors are spring loaded, and then you can take the matrix out if you can get to it. You know, it is, and it's gonna fling. I have a feeling it's gonna fling everywhere. Similar matrix that comes with the other figures, I would think it was, so then it could fit in the other figures if you wanted it to. But yeah, let's just put that back so I don't lose it, because I will lose it. And I like that they have the spring-loaded chest. And you just put this down and you're good to go. So let's show a few comparisons with this guy. So we got Hot Rod here, Studio Series. We have Snarl. And we have Grimlock in his Dino mode, which I think is too small in comparison. I think the dinosaur should be bigger than Ultra Magnus, or at least similar to his stacks, maybe. Grimlock anyway, I do. But there you go with some comparisons. You can see how big he is. He's big, and I heard complaints about him being wide. And on pictures, he is, I mean, he's definitely wide. Like, he's wide in person too. But I know everybody says this is not as bad when it's in the hand. But it's not. It's not. He's wide, but it doesn't look terrible to me. It just doesn't. And that could be me. It could be my preference. But I just don't think so. And just for kicks, I'm gonna bring in the masterpiece so you can see how close they are. I mean, it's the design, but also I think they did a great job. Like he's the Chuck version of this. Like, you, masterpiece, this is my first ever official masterpiece figure, and I was just messing with it. I haven't messed with it in a long time. I haven't took it off the shelf. It's actually dusty. I gotta dust it. I gotta dust anyway. Dusting time is coming up. Terrible. Move it along. So let's go through articulation. So his head goes up, back, up, whatever about that. That's really transformation. The actual joint is about that much, but you can use it without it looking crazy. He does go down a little bit, but I don't know. He's looking at his chest. If he goes down, you can spin it all the way around. And again, these ears put on like this, and it's nice looking head sculpt. Nice looking, I mean, it's a nice looking figure. Got tight ratchets in the arms. They go 360. You can get up about 90 degrees just because of the stacks and stuff. His elbow has ratchets and it's on 90 degrees. I'm gonna take these off because I'm gonna need them off anyway for transformation. Just one little complaint about his elbow. When you're manipulating it, it comes out. I don't know if I did something wrong, or if that's just what it does. It's not terrible, but you can also use that kind of if you like trying to get a weird pose. He also has, you can unhook this and use his arm and give him butterfly, and you can still put it down so it still looks like it's right. So that's cool. But then you can lock this down, and it kind of keeps everything together. Has a waist, goes 360. No ab crunch. I didn't expect it, but with everything else on this guy, he looks great, and seems like he have ab crunch. So his hands are fully articulated besides the thumb. All his fingers are, oh wait, no they're not. What am I talking about? I thought they were. That's why I was like, whoa, is that a first? Like the rubber wheels on Beachcomber? But no, I was wrong. Just the the index finger is articulated with two knuckles, and then the other two have two knuckles as well, but they're all on the same pin right here, and they're all on the same knuckle together. But he holds his weapons just fine, and he can do more than just a fist, which is great. He has some skirts that get up about that much. They do have a little cut, and I like that they did that. The back skirt actually tabs in, so it doesn't flop around, or you can unhook it so you can get it up. And going to the side, the way the skirts are, he can do the full splits, and it's friction, and it's fine. And then he has very soft ratchets in the legs. Those ratchets are super soft, but they're fine. They hold, and he can do the hurdles, 100% hurdles. So he's good with that. Knees have ratchets, and they give you a little more than 90%. I think that's the other. Yeah, I think that's the other joint. There's two joints for transformation, but with that second joint, you can definitely get more than 90. So that's cool. And I mean, you can use it. It has swivel up here, and his feet, no down or no up, but he does have a slight rocker. It is limited, but I mean, I think Ultra Magnus was always limited with that rocker. I'm not sure though, even in the Masterpiece, I believe. Then you can see his back, which is super clean. Everything back here is clean. They really did a good job on this figure. You know, there's minimal things like peg holes and stuff that are needed. That on this side is just the pegs, but it's stuff that is normal, and I just think this is a great figure. Like, I'm really surprised. I didn't feel like I spent too much. When I ordered it, I was like, that's a lot. That's a Masterpiece territory. But when I got it, I'm like, okay, I know why it's that much. That's just me though, but that's how I feel. So I think there was something else I wanted to touch on. I can't remember. I think that was it. I think the only gripe was this arm. Sometimes when I manipulate it, it comes out and it moves around. But that's like minor. That's minor because it doesn't do it that much, and it doesn't do it on its own. Like, you really have to put some force to move because that is so strong. The ratchet is super strong. All right, so let's go through transformation. You want to move this up, move this up. Move this away from these tabs here. Move that away from these tabs here. Pull this out of here and move his head down a little bit, and then you can get this over top of his head. You can spin his head around, or you can just leave it. You can just leave it for now. So then you unfurl these. Well, first you can do the arms. I missed the step where the arms was, and it's intuitive though, so it doesn't really matter. But you just unhook this right here. This is a pretty big, I mean, no bigger than a Masterpiece, but it's big. So unhook this flap here, accordion it down on this, and then close it back up. Like I said, it has a lot of similarities to Masterpiece, but it's just the design as well. Like, some people don't understand that it's not going to be, you're not going to be able to reinvent the wheel all the time. If it ain't broke, don't fix it sometimes. Like, some companies overdo it and do too much, and then they're trying to rework the transformation when the transformation's fine. So that's how I feel here. I feel they were just like, well, the Masterpiece transformation is fine, so let's just do that. So then you can pull this out like this. Once you do that, then you can close. There's two little tabs right here that kind of lock this in place. You close that, and then you can pull this thing and put it on the top like that, and then I just move them back again over here. See if it's different. No, it's not. So you pull that up again. These two tabs is what lock the arms in place, and then you can move this and put it to the top like that. Then I just move this down like this, because eventually you know how that's gonna go. Like I said, it's very intuitive. So you can even pull these out if you want. Push this in there like that. Pull these out. Push this in there like that until it clicks. And there you go. Now you can work on this part. This right here. There's two tabs here that's going to tab in there. But you have to get this just right. Like it's you got to get it squared up in order to put those tabs in. There you go. Square it up. Then you can move these pipes out. Now you can pull this out. One thing too, the whole cab section comes off a lot off of this thing. That's probably the biggest thing that gets on my nerves. But I mean, what you gonna do? So you pull that up. You move this up, then you pull this like this and move it this way. Now you can work on, you can get these wheels out of here. I kind of get them out right now. And they're tight. They're extremely tight. And it feels like you're gonna break them, but it feels sturdy. Like it doesn't feel cheap. Then still put this down a little bit so you can flip this around. You want to flip this, and it's going to have to go through here. Can it go through here? Oh, okay. Flip this around. Might have to undo that. I didn't realize. That's what happened to me last time. So then when it sits there, covers up this face, and then the face actually has little slots in it that fit in these little tabs. So it kind of stays there like this. It doesn't slot in, but it just has, room. So then you can put this back down. Then you might as well lay this down and get this right like that. You can move this up. You have it right. I move this up first and get this tab together. And you have it right when these tabs line up with this and they tab in. And it's on like a double hinge, so you gotta kind of get it over to sit where you need it to sit. But then you can tab it in and tab it into the front as well. It's kind of a soft tab in here, but it still tabs in and works out pretty well. And see, if you don't have, there we go. If I ain't have it right, so it wouldn't line up. But it's not hard. It's not hard. Sounds harder than it is. And then don't forget to flip these tires all the way out at the bottom. Like I said, it's intuitive. While you're doing it, you're like, oh, it's tires right there. They need to be flipping out. And pull this up like that. So then you can get the movement that you want. So now, right here, move this up. This little piece. Then you can move this all the way around. And then you can flip this like that. These legs right here, you want to bend it on this second joint and have it like that. And then bend it up. So you want, and there goes the cab. And that's what I'm talking about. That's one of the biggest gripes. This comes off. And I mean, it's good that it comes off, but I'll just leave it there for now because it's going to keep coming off. And let me show this, how this should be. You see how that is? it's this right here. So you're bending it down like that and then bending back up. So you have it like that. Then you might as well just put these together. Pull these out. You don't even have to pull them out really. I just do. And then you move these up. And they are on like super strong ratchets. So then it's a series of trying to get everything together. And then you just flip this. It's a tab there that goes into there. And if it's not going in, you don't have these knees right. Like if these knees are lined up, this should fit. When it's not lined up, it's too long and the tab will be down here somewhere. So if it's not lining up, that's the problem. You can flip this up until it clicks. There we go. And then you move these arms. You get them in, and once you get them up, you see where they're supposed to go. There's two tabs here that tab in over here, and a big tab here that tabs in there, and you can get that together. There we go. Now there's two fillers in this thing right here that you can pull down. Get that to fill in, and same over here. Pull down and fill that in. Then there's two tabs here that you flip up that are not flipped up normally, and they tab in. You can tab the arms together if they're not already, and then you can tab those things in those flip up pegs, or peg holes, I should say. Flipped up peg holes. So let me put this back on. It's because we're getting close to the end. There we go. Now, these wheels here, you want to unfurl them. They're on like a double joint, and they go slightly. They're not a great movement, but comes down slightly, just enough so the wheels actually touch the ground. Because if you don't do that, then the wheels won't. So there we go. Now this right here, you flip this up, pull this out, and it should tab on there. Sometimes you don't have this exactly right. Like I think I don't, because it won't peg in right. But then when you start maneuvering it and bending it, then it pegs on right there and just forms that little thing. Do the same over here. Let's move this out. Hopefully you can get it on there. Then you get it on there. Make sure these are bent so they're straight. Not bent, but they gotta be straight. And I think that's it. My cab came off probably when it fell. But it feels super sturdy. Like even if it falls, it feels like it won't go anywhere. So here you go. Here's the alt mode, and it's great. Looks like Ultra Magnus. It's reminiscent. Gives me the feels of the old toy. I had that as well when I was young. And man, like it was one of the bigger Transformers I owned. You can have the thing that the trailer ramp that goes down, goes up. It's nice. You can turn about this much. No jackknifing, but I mean, what can you do? Can you? No, you can't. As soon as you start turning it more, it pops out. And like I said, it pops out anyway. I'm not sure if there's a, thought maybe there was some type of thing that made it come out further. I don't know. I don't see anything. So just leave that like that. But yeah, it rolls. What is that? Some paper or something. And yeah, here we go. Here is Ultra Magnus. So if you enjoyed this video, leave me a like, subscribe, share, and I appreciate everything and everybody. All right, so thanks for watching. I will get up with you in another one.
Life ain't over, life ain't over, life ain't over. As long as you're alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.